Hey everybody, welcome to the Mindful Journey. Mindful Journey is all about teaching you how to find your inner happiness, how to find your inner peace no matter what's going on in your external world. So today I want to ask you a question. Have you ever been in circumstances where you feel misunderstood, where an event takes place and you perceive it a certain way, and then somebody else sees it completely different, or you say something and somebody else takes it completely different from the way you mean it? Or it could be the other way around, where you're that person and someone's telling you, hey, that's not how I meant it, but to you, your reality is true, and you think, how dare they say that? And then what happens? Then there's a fight over, hey, who's right and who's wrong? So many relationships break down, family with your family, your relatives, customers, no matter where you are. When there's a right and wrong, who is right and who is wrong, it often leads to the breakdown of the relationship. So what exactly is this, and how can we prevent something like this from occurring in the first place? That's what we're going to be talking in today's episode, and let's dive right in. So how does this even occur? How can two people see the same thing or hear the same thing but give it two different meanings? So how we perceive something is based on our past experiences, our values, our beliefs, and also based on our future expectation of something. So we see things not as they are, but we see things as we are. Now, once you have a perspective, it's very difficult to change it. It's not impossible to change it, but it is difficult. And there's a term for this. It's called confirmatory bias. Now, what is it exactly? Confirmatory bias is you have built a perspective. Now you're going to seek out and interpret events based on that perspective. So let's say your childhood events led you to believe that no one cares about you. Now, the way you perceive the world and people's action is governed by this unconscious belief that no one cares about you. So let's say someone says something to you where they didn't mean it in any offensive way when they said it, they were stating something. But to you, the meaning and the story and the perception of the event became, they don't care about me. They don't understand me. And that is confirmatory bias, where your unconscious seeks to find confirmation for your belief. So what can you do about this? How can you stop confirmatory bias from ruining all your great relationships? Because that's exactly what it does. It puts people in a spot where two people are arguing because they both think they are right. And then it turns into something bigger than it needs to be. So what can you do about it? Step number one is just having the awareness that this exists. So imagine if two people already are aware that, hey, you know what? Maybe, just maybe, I'm perceiving things from my perspective, from my unconscious beliefs and values, and the other person has also become aware that they might be perceiving things from their own unconscious beliefs and values. Imagine how different the conversation would look. Now remember, when you have this conversation, it's always important to maintain boundaries. It's always important not to attack the other person's character. So you might think that you are right, and the other person might think they are right. But you can start the conversation by saying, hey, you know what? You're lying because my version, that version is the right version. Imagine how someone feels when you have already attacked them and told them they are a liar. Because to them, that was their reality, and to you, your reality is true. Now, once you're aware confirmatory bias exists, you can even before you go on to attack somebody or prove them wrong, pause yourself. Let's say someone told you something and you felt hurt and you feel this urge to attack them back. Just take a breather. Just pause. Nothing needs to be solved in the very same moment. So maybe you can walk away. Maybe this is your chance to learn more about your own beliefs and your own values that you created or that was created in your minds, because our beliefs are developed as children. So this is your chance to go revisit your beliefs. If something someone says has offended you, walk away. Just notice what you're feeling. And this is where mindfulness comes in. And mindfulness is a great therapeutic approach. Just become mindful of your feelings, of your thoughts. Why am I feeling a certain way? Just become mindful of what really occurred. See if you can separate the event from you, separate yourself. See it as a third party watching this event and see what exactly happened. What were the statements? What was the conversation that was exchanged? See what meaning you're giving that conversation, what meaning you're giving that event. And stay with it, stay with it. Maybe it might take you a day, sleep on it. Figure out, why am I so upset at something someone said? Or why is that someone so adamant I hurt them? Either way, just become aware of something that exists called confirmatory bias. Become aware. It's not about who is right and who is wrong, because there isn't right and wrong. And this is a gray area that sometimes people find hard to digest when I say there is no right and wrong. Because to you, yours was the fact, and to the other person, their event was the fact. So what it stems down to is both parties just talking about their perception to each other. So imagine if you both knew about confirmatory bias and you approached it and said, hey, when you said so and so, that really hurt me. And I realized it hurt me because something like this happened in my past. I know you didn't mean to hurt me, but it did. Now notice how this approach will be taken, or this form of communication will be taken differently by the other person, will be more accepting and opening, versus when you attack someone and says, hey, you are wrong, I am right, this is what occurred, you're a liar, you don't care about me. Notice the difference. Notice the difference in the two approaches. So I hope this video helps you understand a little about how it is that the same situation is seen differently by two different people, and why it is that one person thinks they're right and the other person thinks they're right, and both of them firmly believe in it. And hopefully the strategies I shared can help you when you find yourself in such a sticky situation. All right, that's all for today. Stay tuned again for another episode of The Mindful Journey next month. Bye for now. Thank you for watching this video. I really appreciate your support. Don't forget to click on the subscribe button below. And if you enjoyed this video, all I ask is share it with 3 other friends of yours that you think might benefit from this message. Together, I think we can spread this message that we no longer have to be victims of our circumstances, but be victors. Bye for now.